It's been about a month now since we last caught up with Brett in his tiny house. When he constructed his tiny house, it was in his parents' driveway in Hamilton. Since then, the house has moved to a friend's property in Bethells Beach. Today we're here at Bethells, catching up with Brett and seeing where his tiny house has found a new home.
Hello!
How's it going, mate?
Welcome!
Good to see you all in your new spot.
Welcome back.
And doesn't she fit in beautifully here?
Yeah, it's a good spot. Well, I am in a bit of the shade from the pine trees, but
yeah, but this isn't.
It's not the final resting spot.
Right.
I'm going to be moving it over there in about another week's time when it's ready.
Cool.
And but for now, it's all good.
Fantastic. And I guess one of the big questions is, how was the drive here? How was it? What was it like getting it here?
I was more nervous before I jumped in the van than when I was actually cruising. It was fine. Towed just fine.
So what did you use to tow it?
I used a Ford Econovan, 2.5 litre turbo diesel.
Right.
And it handled it just fine. I wasn't going fast. I was cruising at about 80 to 90 kilometres an hour.
Yep.
But it was fine.
Yeah. I can't imagine you'd want to go any faster than 80 or 90 with this thing in tow though, eh?
But it was also very still. There was no wind.
Yeah.
But the worst was when a big semi truck would come up to pass, and you're driving along and you're feeling it do that, and you're looking in the mirrors and there's a big truck coming up. It's like the wind from the truck.
Yeah.
So it really buffets around. So I don't think I'd be towing it around when it's really windy. But otherwise it towed just fine.
And you've come out to a place which is, I mean, this is rural New Zealand we're in right now, and those roads,
narrow, windy
roads. So how was it handling on those?
No worries, really. No worries. It went a little bit off the side once, but that's just because I'm a bit of a novice towing it, you learn as you go. It was fine.
Alright, so tonight we're all here and you're getting ready to have the housewarming, which must be really exciting for you.
It's all good. It's like the official, here I am, everything's working, this is where I live.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have people to come and see that.
Very cool.
Use the barbecue and a few chairs and it's all good. A few neighbours.
Absolutely.
A few drinks.
So I guess this is kind of like the point where everything's come together, eh? A lot of hard work. Do you have any tips or advice for anyone that's now thinking of doing exactly what you've done?
Just start it so you can finish it as soon as you can.
Yeah.
Just get into it, really. There were times when I was building this that I was like, oh God, this is dragging on. Like the finishing part of it takes a lot longer than you expect. But you get there. You just, perseverance, if people can have perseverance, they will get there. They'll manage it. Just keep at it, chip at it every day. Put in your 10, 12 hours a day, you'll get there.
Yeah.
Now I can chillax, no worries.
And in this incredibly beautiful spot. I can't think of a better place to put it. How close to the beach are you here?
About 5 minutes walking this way before I hit the sand. That hill over there is a beautiful walk. You can walk from here barefoot down the road over by the one-lane bridge and up around this hill here, and you're up above the whole big long beach of Bethells Beach and looking down on O'Neill's.
Beautiful.
Magic. So I walk everywhere barefoot here because you just don't need your shoes on. It's awesome.
Yeah. And what's the agreement on the land here? How did you actually come to be here?
I just looked around while I was building it. I took a picture of it and I printed out a picture on a piece of paper. I pinned it up several places and I was just talking to everybody I knew. So look, this is what I've just made. I used to live out here before. I'm looking for a place to park up. Do you know where? And everybody's like scratching their heads going, I've got a friend, maybe he can put you up over there. And eventually I found this woman. She says, I'll go and speak to this guy here. So I went and spoke to him. He says, yeah, I see no problem with that. So I was like, yeah, wicked, just keep going with the project. Once it was ready, I come out and I park up. I caught up with him about a week after I parked up.
Yeah.
And I says, I need to talk to you about rent. What are we organising for rent? He goes, well, maybe I just pull out a big piece of timber and you can carve the name of the place to put up by the gate. I was like, sounds good with me. So Brilliant. We're not actually talking money at the moment. The guy could use a hand. I like to have the time like this to trade out, much better.
Absolutely.
So I'll do some carving for him. The guy wants a tattoo, I'll give him a tattoo, you know. So it's really good to manage a trade out scheme. Otherwise, we're talking probably $50 a week if I was paying.
Yeah.
Not much.
And I suppose that it's quite simple to actually find those kind of opportunities here in New Zealand where there's absolutely an abundance of land, and a lot of people who are landowners struggle to actually keep the properties maintained.
And there's a lot of properties where people don't actually live on the property. They live somewhere in town doing a job to afford to come out and holiday on their land. So it's nice to have a caretaker.
Yeah.
So just get out there and find a piece, you know. Talk to everybody you know. You'll find somewhere.
Yep.
And launching into this project, I knew that I had to build my place, just start building it. I had nowhere to put it, didn't know where it was going to go. I just knew I had to build it. So I built it, and then halfway through the project, walk around with my picture saying, hey, would you mind if I parked something like this at your place? It turned out. Went home happy and carried on the build.
If you build it, they will come.
Don't you know, talking about revolution sounds like a whisper.